Because, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son wanted to be pardoned. Since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy and they were saying that, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him. That's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law. I respect, the jury's decision in regards to my son. He didn't believe that, but he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie.
So Charlamagne left The View completely flabbergasted this week by dropping a very simple take on Whoopi Goldberg, which was that if Democrats are going to pardon Hunter Biden, fine, but don't sit there and simultaneously make those arguments about the rule of law and justice and nobody's above the law, because quite obviously that would be hypocritical. I know this is such a groundbreaking take for the ladies of The View to hear, but it actually makes perfect sense. I would not argue it's exactly a right-wing or Republican talking point. I think it's literally, again, common sense, but we'll show you what happened here today. So folks, do us a big favor. If you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. Help us hit our goal of 400K subs by the end of the year. And with that said, here is Charlamagne versus the geniuses on The View over the Hunter Biden pardon.
President Biden getting criticized from both sides of the aisle for pardoning his son Hunter after repeatedly saying he would never do it. And a lot of people are saying that it's hypocritical, etc., as if the other side doesn't do it. But what's your reaction to it?
It's hypocritical, as if the other side doesn't do it. Okay, so is the argument that the other side doesn't, or is the argument that it's hypocritical? Joy, that doesn't mean it's not hypocritical. Oh, the other side does it. Like, that's just inherent deflection in itself, but okay.
I mean, I think all of the criticism is valid because, Democrats stand on this moral high ground all the time. And, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy and they were saying that, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him, that's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law, I respect, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that, but he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
Exactly, by the way. Why not go out? Why not just not say publicly a million times you're not going to pardon him? Why not say I'm not sure, right? There is no defense for it, but let's hear what pathetic defense they have.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know.
You don't know that it was a lie? The cope is unreal.
Oh, why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a sudden?
No, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
When you say you're going to follow the straight and narrow and then don't, yes, people call it hypocritical, Whoopi. I know that's so, groundbreaking to you. But yeah, don't say you're going to do something and then do the opposite.
Their fault. They're the ones that go out. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. Listen, they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're mad.
No.
Okay. If I can get in on this, I actually think it went.
Yeah, I mean, again, and as I've been saying, okay. At least the Democrats now admit that they don't play by this moral high ground. We respect our institutions. We respect civility. We respect the justice system and the rule of law. I have said to the conservative side, okay, now the mask is off. So now there's no excuse for us to sit there and pretend like they're going to hold us accountable for playing politics by some type of arbitrary subjective game that they don't believe in themselves, right? They always say Trump undermines the democratic norms. Well, clearly, right, this is what they're doing. So now they're honest about it. It is what it is. But if you're a Democrat, I think the best defense you have is, yeah, that's politics. Yeah, deal with it. We're going to do what we want to do. We're going to advance our own side. We're going to help our own people. Fair enough. But don't sit there and pretend like Joe Biden is some type of amazing guy who he's so great. He wouldn't even pardon his own son because he believes that much in our democracy. No. He's going to pardon his son like anyone else would. It's that simple.
Further, and this is one thing we really disagree on. Joe Biden made a point of saying we stand by our institutions
Yes, I
and the
understand all that.
impartiality of the
Yes.
Department of Justice.
Yes.
Democrats ran on that. This same DOJ indicted Hunter Biden. How we shouldn't be saying it's corrupt like Donald Trump does. But then in his statement pardoning Hunter
It is corrupt, Alyssa Farah Griffin. I know you always try to take these fence-sitting arguments, but no, it is corrupt.
Biden, he says that it was a political pursuit by his own Department of Justice.
Can you explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls? He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
has criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne.
I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more.
Nobody's clutching their pearls, Whoopi. We're just literally pointing out he said he was going to do this and then he did the opposite. How's that pearl clutching? Actually, I think a lot of MAGA is happy that this happened because now they can't make any arguments against Kash Patel or anything we want to do. Just saying.
I've criticized him. Well, we've all criticized him. Well, but you're missing my question.
Okay.
My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing?
Well, I don't think people
The video is on camera of him a million times saying he wasn't going to pardon Hunter. There's your answer right there.
flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. If you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
That's why I'm an independent.
Yes, but that's
And I think that's the best way to go.
Calling out The View casually to their face. Love to see it, by the way.
That's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
Why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are
So you
wrong.
don't think Joe
I say
Biden
it
is
on the
wrong?
show.
No, I don't. And can I
Well, that's-
Whoopi Goldberg has never said Democrats are wrong about anything in her life, okay? Give me a freaking break. Whoa, I call out No, you do not. Your entire show is a propaganda arm for the DNC, okay? Like, you just literally read the talking points. It's almost as if they were printed right from the desk of, like, Jamie Harrison, okay? That is such nonsense.
Point this out to you. The president has the pardon power,
you're
right?
ridiculous.
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg.
Yeah.
I would never. I said that. I just think that's.
Think about frame it in this way. Think about it maybe in this way. The president has the ultimate pardon power. Every president has done this, right?
Yeah.
And so people are saying is that Joe Biden is now a liar, as opposed to Joe Biden is someone who now knows that the person that is going to be in the White House is on a revenge tour and his son is on an enemies list. And so he is using his rightful power, his rightful political power, to pardon his son.
You knew that the whole time, though, allegedly. Are we pretending like Trump just magically snuck into the election like Kamala Harris did, by the way? No, he's been the candidate this entire time. Okay. So suddenly now it's a consideration. I don't know, because he won. He could have won the whole time, which is probably why if you wanted to be taken seriously, if you wanted to not be called a liar, you should have at least left the door open to pardoning Hunter Biden if that's what you always intended to do if Trump won. So I don't understand her point here. But I never understand her point. Her point is always stupid. It's Sonny Hostin, but still.
Now, is that a lie, or is that perhaps being pragmatic, having a change of opinion, as opposed to the president-elect who has lied almost 40,000 times during his first term?
Well, I can't
So it's not a lie when Democrats do it. Okay, that's the argument.
say what it is
So
because I'm
who
not in
has
that.
the moral high ground? Like, what's the full outrage?
Neither one of them have the moral high ground. That's what I'm trying to get everybody to understand. But when you are a diehard Democrat or a diehard Republican, you refuse to be objective about the other party. Like it's like we're watching them do something wrong, but we're making excuses for it. We watch Republicans do things wrong and they make excuses for it. Why can't we just all be objective and call it what it is?
Because it's not
It's
balanced.
not the same.
No, wait, there's more. We gotta go. We're coming right back. We'll be right back.
Yeah, what's not balanced is your show, guys. Okay, your show is not balanced. Unbelievable. Okay, again, I actually kind of respect the argument from Democrats that, yeah, we lied. It's politics. Deal with it. You know, it's like Machiavellian. It's pragmatic. I understand that, right? Because that, when you really break it down, okay, we can sit here and pretend like, oh, there's this civility or there's inherent norms to our democracy. But ultimately, it's like politics is a net sum game. There's winners and there's losers. The side currently in power is going to reward their friends and vice versa. Okay, and that's fine. I'm not here to really like sit around and cry about it. But again, don't sit there and argue some type of moral high ground and, you know, democratic norms and all this stuff. Joe Biden was so amazing. He didn't let his own family cloud his view of the justice system. No, he did, right? He actually went out and argued completely that the DOJ was weaponized against his son and it was political the entire time. So that's the exact argument Trump made, you know? And once again, do I have any inherent problem with it? No. But we are rightfully going to call it out as lying or hypocrisy or a total 180 flip-flop if they do that. And Democrats can't argue any type of moral high ground. So pick one or the other. Either stay on the moral high ground or just admit what you've been all along, which is ruthless, like cunning people just trying to do what helps you politically. At least I can respect someone who's honest about who they are. But don't sit there and lie to me, which is not only what Joe Biden did, but also what The View did. So there you have it. With that said, guys, let me know your thoughts on this exchange in the comment section down below. Rate the dumbness scale of The View from 0 to 10. You know, 10 being really dumb, 0 being Albert Einstein. People are probably going to comment 11. It is what it is. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you are new. And until next time, God bless and peace.